and even the goaltending, which I think is something that a lot of people talk about with Owen Sound. They've got very solid goaltending there. A lot of guys that are capable of doing the job. With Carter George obviously being an LA Kings second round pick, and a lot of high hopes for him in the pro ranks. But Trenton Bennett has been just as solid in the net as well. So what are you thinking of this sort of 2 to 3 headed monster that the Owen Sound Attack have in net, and a rag of riches, I guess you could say, in between the pipe?
I mean, it's a good problem to have. The coaching staff is certainly happy to have the problem, but at the same time, it becomes an issue of who do you start and when. With Carter George, I know one of the things that they were concerned with him last year is that he played too much, and they know that because Carter himself mentioned that. It was finding a way to help reduce Carter's workload a little bit, especially, I mean, he's thinking about December and thinking about the World Juniors. He's going to likely be a lock to be Canada's goaltender again at the World Juniors. So giving him a little bit more of a chance to rest in between starts is a good thing. Trent impressed everybody last year. In the very few starts he had, he looked great. And he played the Kempville 73s in Junior B last season, ended up getting drafted by the Devils this year. So all of a sudden you have to have him here at this level. Like he needs to be here. And Matthew Koprowski, who has shown a lot of promise this year, he started the summer with the Maple Leafs organization at their rookie camp, ended up finishing in St. Louis with the Blues and stayed with them a little longer than anticipated, which is a good thing. But he just has not been able to find his form yet, which is unfortunate because, I mean, he's a great kid. He's got the skills. We've seen him do it before. But in talking with him in the past, it just seems like he's putting a lot of pressure on himself. And understandably so. You're seeing what Carter George is doing. You're arguably behind the best goaltender in Canada right now. And then you've got Trenton Bennett, who has come up and looked great in all of his starts, except for a couple little blemishes this season, namely the school day game in Sarnia last week. But other than that, now you're trying to elevate your play to match two other guys and also try to work your way into that when possible. And that's a lot of pressure for a young guy. So I can kind of see why he's in the position he's in. I keep my fingers crossed. He's going to get another start here as soon as possible to show what he can do. But it's been tough. And it sounds like the coaching staff is trying to give Carter George 2 out of every 3 starts now. I don't know if that's going to stick, but Carter is going to get the majority of the workload. Bennett's going to have to make appearances, but it will be Bennett and Koprowski as soon as we lose Carter, which is probably going to be for 3 or 4 weeks, if not more, for World Camp. So Koprowski's role is about to get expanded. He's just working on a few things in the meantime, and hopefully he bounces back bigger than ever. And then unfortunately for the Attack, they're going to January towards the trade deadline, and they're going to real big decisions to make. But at this point, would love to see Matthew get back into the game. And the other 2 guys seem to be rolling really well.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point that, to have those other 2 guys rolling, because Carter George is going to be leaving for 3 or 4 weeks for the Hockey Canada camp for the World Juniors. To have that organizational depth for a team like Owen Sound right now that's sitting second in the conference, I think is definitely important.